They're grinding the substance that controlled my life for 9 years into the flour. They're sending it in the flour. I'm not kidding, this isn't a joke, this isn't... Oh my god, they're sending it in the flour. Oxycodone. They found oxycodone pills in the flour. For those who don't know, oxycodone is a central nervous system depressant. When you haven't had any experience with oxycodone and you take too much, you just stop breathing. You just go to sleep and stop breathing. On top of that, if you take enough that it doesn't kill you, it slows your ability to run and hide. It definitely does that. I barely survived my addiction. These people are being forced into one. That's one of the most evil things. Y'all be well.
Israel is now being accused of drugging the population of Gaza because when they started opening bags of flour that has been distributed to Palestinians by the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, which is funded and controlled by the US and Israel, they found pills inside of it, and they thought they would test the pills, and they found out it was oxycodone. And you would probably think that maybe somebody's just trying to smuggle things into Gaza, but then they tested the flour and found out that the pills were crushed up into the flour. This is not a joke. This has been tested by a pharmacist and a doctor. And if Israel want to accuse anybody of lying about this, saying maybe it's just propaganda that Hamas are trying to come up with, well, why don't you let journalists into Gaza? Why don't you let people independently report on this or test this to see if these are lies? If this is true, this is a war crime beyond belief in so many different ways. Oxycodone is responsible for hundreds of thousands of deaths just in America. It is such a potent and strong opioid that something like this used against a population hidden in their food is beyond anything that I could have thought of that they would do. I still somehow find myself shocked. I see reports of videos of things happening, and I have unfortunately become almost numb to that in a way. Nothing shocks me anymore, but this is something that I couldn't have imagined.
It's your brother Darash Shamath. I'm back with another lesson. Before I get started, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakudash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for bringing out this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect, which includes 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there scattered around the world. Shalom. This one goes out to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. And this is not a black thing. So let's jump into this lesson real quick. I'm going to call this one Esau Put Oxy in the Food. So as you can see the title here, and you've probably seen the video before. So a few hours ago I saw the first video of this guy talking about how he was triggered because he just found out about them putting oxy in these Palestinians' foods, okay? And he himself had a previous addiction to oxycodone. And so from the outside looking in, knowing Esau Edom with his wicked self, he was trying to use this oxycodone to get these people addicted to this oxycodone. And then once he has them addicted, he could complete the G side, or he could control them, because they're going to do, what they have to do to get this man, to get these drugs, okay? And if, he takes away the oxy, then what? What are they going to do? They can go into withdrawals, all right? And to put this in his food, this man is committing all type of war crimes, all right? So let's go to... Well, let's read this first. This article is Daily Sabah. Drugs found hidden in flour bags distributed by U.S.-backed aid group. Okay. It says a Palestinian carries a sack of flour as people gather to receive aid supplies in Khan Yunis in southern Gaza Strip, June 26, 2025. Palestinian authorities have discovered narcotic pills hidden inside flour bags sent to Israeli besieged enclave as part of as part of U.S. aid. So they're drawing in the U.S. with this too. In a statement, Gaza's government media office said prescription painkiller oxycodone was found by Palestinians inside flour bags they received from U.S.-run aid distribution points in Gaza. All right? Now, all right, so the hospitals got, demolished a while ago, in this whole G-side fiasco that's going on over there. All right? So most of these people are going to be opioid naive now because they won't have any medications. All right? Or maybe they've been given the medications with the aid, but I don't know. But giving somebody opioids in an unknown amount, who knows how much they're consuming, that could cause respiratory depression. All right? Which means they could be unalive by overdose. Right? Then you got withdrawals. They're really doing some nasty work here. All right? And that just shows you who is behind it, because who would be so wicked as to do that besides the wicked? All right? But let me get this scripture real quick. Job 9. Verse 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the face of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Let's read in NLT. The whole earth is in the hands of the wicked. All right? And so that's how this man is able to move like the way he moved. All right? Because the earth is in his hands. He is in control. He is governing the earth. All right? And power blinds the eyes of the judges if he is not the one who does it. Who is. All right? So the NLT kind of messed it up when they say, and power blinds the eyes of the judges. So let's stick with the KJV. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Esau, Edom is in control there. He covered the face of the judges thereof, talking about how he painted over the faces of the Heavenly Father, his son, his son, Yahushai, and then, his people, the Israelites, and the other Elohim. If not, where and who is he? So if he didn't do it, then who did it? All right? Because clearly, you see what all the pictures look like. Like if you type in a picture of God, if you type in God or you type in so-called Jesus, it will come up as a pale Edomite, not an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. All right? Now let's get back to this article. It says, it is possible that these pills were deliberately ground or dissolved inside the flour itself, which constitutes a direct assault on public health, he warned. The media office held Israel fully responsible for this heinous crime, aimed at spreading addiction and destroying the Palestinian social fabric from within. And that's what they're trying to do. Okay? Take that out of the playbook of what they did to the so-called Judite community. All right? We wasn't bringing drugs in the country ourselves. No. Esau Edom was doing that and leaving it in our communities and getting us addicted to it. This is a part of ongoing Israeli genocide against the Palestinians, it said, calling Israel's use of drugs a soft weapon and a dirty war against civilians. Israel has crafted a plan to establish 4 aid distribution points in southern and central Gaza, which Israeli media says aims to evacuate Palestinians from northern Gaza to the south. The Israeli mechanism was opposed by the international community and the UN, which came in as an alternative attempt by Israel to bypass the aid distribution through UN channels. So they don't even want to go in through the UN channels. All right, so they try to do their own thing, and now we see, okay, they're working mischief. All right, they're basically poisoning these people. According to Gaza's health ministry, at least 549 Palestinians have been killed and more than 4,000 wounded by Israeli fire near aid centers and UN truck food locations since May 27. This is a massacre. Rejecting international calls for a ceasefire, the Israeli army has pursued a brutal offensive against Gaza since October 2023, killing over 56,000 Palestinians, most of them women and children. And now they're saying this now, but Harvard just put out a study now, and the number is close to 400,000. Like, they're saying these numbers right here, these 56,000, that's not accurate. They're saying it's close to 400,000 people, man. Like, this man is real wicked. Last November, the International Criminal Court issued arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. All right, and he's still not in jail. He's still roaming free. All right, and former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant for war crimes and crimes against humanity in Gaza. Israel also faces a genocide case at International Court of Justice for its war on the enclave. All right, so we know that these people have to be Esau Edom because they fit the prophecies for Esau Edom, the things that Esau would do. All right, let's go to Proverbs chapter 26. Let's go down to verse 26, and it says, whose hatred is covered by deceit. All right, so he'll speak all smoothly to you, but have war in his heart. All right, he's a trickster. He's cunning. Okay, the serpent was more cunning than any other beast of the field. All right, so he's deceptive of what he's doing. All right, but he's showing his wickedness and his hatred. Okay, you can see that today just by turning on the news. His wickedness shall be shewed before the whole congregation. All right, so everybody about to see who this man is. Right, Yahweh Shimi Ashai is making him bare. I will make Esau bare. Okay, that is what's happening. We are seeing his true nature. Okay, and is being brought to the forefront for everyone to see, and the whole earth is turning against him. All right, that is what we're seeing today, and I'm happy to see it. That means we are in the time. We are nearing the end. That's what that means. Okay, let's read it in the NLT. While their hatred may be concealed by trickery, their wrongdoing will be exposed in public. Okay, so all these things they're doing in the dark is coming out into the light, and everybody can see it. All right, this is the downfall of Esau Edom. We are watching it. So you should be happy, because there's no greater joy than the man seeing the downfall of his enemy. And Esau is the enemy of the whole earth. So everybody should be happy about this. Let's go to Micah chapter 2, verse 1. And it says, woe to them that devise iniquity. They planned it. They sat up there and thought about it, how we could get these people and not get caught. They planned this. And work evil upon their beds. So, okay. When the morning is light, they practice it because this is in the power of their hand. They wouldn't let them other aid distribution companies come in there because you look what they did to them. All right. They done sent some of them to the upper room. So they planned this. They wanted control. Esau is doing this. He knows what he's doing. He's not innocent in it. He's going to act all innocent. Watch when they come out. When they try to say something, they might say something about it. Or they might just try to, dodge it. They're digging themselves in a hole. But he's guilty. And they covet fields and they take them by violence. Okay? That's the land for the 12 tribes. For nobody else but these heathens over there fighting over it. All right, and houses, and they take them away. So they also oppress a man in his house and a man in his heritage. All right, they see something and they want it. They'd be like, oh, that was promised to me 3,000 years ago. How you see the memes talking about it. Okay, but that's actually our land. All right, and so they're doing all of this stuff. All right, just showing his wickedness. All right, because he wanted that blessing, but he bypassed it. It's too late. All right. So they covet fields. They want your land. They take them by violence. So they was blessed with the sword. So all they do is war, 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 and houses. And they take them away. So they oppress a man, his house, even his heritage. Okay. Next, they want to tell you, no, we the real you. We are the real you. You got to go be somebody else. All right. That's how wicked these people are. Every day there's more and more information coming out showing who these people are. All right. Verse 3 says, therefore, thus said Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go heartily, for this time is evil. Okay? Ain't nothing good is waiting for Esau Edom. He got him set up with the okie doke. All right? They about to get taken down with their own devices. All right? They about to be pierced through with the iron weapon. All right? Babylon the Great, aka America, gonna be turned into the lake of fire with them same weapons that they so proud to have, that they want to taunt over the so-called weaker nations. All right? Y'all by Shem Yashai go use it against them. And we're looking forward to that day. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 in verse 8. And it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom Yahweh by Shem Yahshai shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. All right? Until that wicked is being revealed right now. So wake up, people, pay attention. Esau Edom is the wicked. Okay, the so-called Caucasian, the so-called abominable snowman. But don't be confused about skin color. All right? They got Edomites who look like so-called black people. They got Edomites that look like so-called Chinese people. They got Edomites that look like so-called Arabs. All right. So it's not just about skin color. That's an indicator, not a definite. All right. Now, so being consumed with the spirit of his mouth is going into the prophets. They're going to expose them. Okay, these scriptures tearing Esau up. All right, you don't want to see these prophecies come to pass in the brightness of his coming. When the Yahushua come, all right, he's coming in all his glory. All right, and he's coming. He say, "I will not meet thee as a man." All right, you gonna have those missiles coming, and you got the lasers from the chariots. All right, Babylon the Great had to get smacked down laid on it. All right, other places around the earth gonna be hit too, but Yahweh by Shem Yahushua coming. Man. Now let's go to Job. Get our last precept. Just as Job 18, verse 18. It says, he shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. Okay? Well, hold up. Let's go back up to verse 14. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. All right? So Esau think he could fight Yahushua. Nope. Probably coming before a fall, and you about to fall flat on your face in front of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Verse 15. It shall dwell in his tabernacle, because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. That brimstone is going into the missiles, that thermonuclear destruction that's coming upon him. Right? His roots shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branches be cut off. Everybody getting got in Babylon the Great except for the elect. Okay? All of these Edomites over here, whether you got a bunker or not, you getting fried, deep fried, and refried beans. All right? Verse 17. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. All right? So right now, look how this man got history shaped, like, oh yeah, you know, everybody else was savages. We was the modern ones. We invented this. No, you're a thief. All right? History is going to finally be told correct. Ain't nobody going to remember Esau in history, okay? He going to be looked down upon in the kingdom, all right? And then he going to be done away with. So he's definitely going to be forgotten about in terms of history, all right? He's just going to be something that you see in the scriptures, all right? Because there ain't going to be no Edomites, okay, after that time. Obadiah 1:18 will come to pass. Verse 18, he shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. He is going to be done away with. Esau, Edom is going to be wiped. It's a squad wipe. All of them. All right, at the end of this. All right? Yahweh says, I devised an evil against this family. He created them so that he could destroy them. Those are the vessels fitted for wrath. And they got hella wrath to pay. So, whatever you are, Jake or not, if you're not an Edomite, you sort of blessed. So, Shalom, Yasharala. Hope this short lesson was edifying.